So it was kind of a game of runs tonight, Jalen. It seemed like they got up early, then y'all came back, then they put a run on you. What was the final difference? How were you able to escape finally in overtime?
Well, in overtime we had to really focus, lock in on defense. They had, like you said, they went on some really big runs, and we knew our run was coming soon. But we had to really focus on getting stops because their offense is so good and they play so well together. So it was tough for a minute.
Have you ever played an offense like that before?
I've never ever. So that was my first time.
How difficult was that? How difficult was that going from playing regular teams per se to playing a team that runs an offense like that?
It was very different. We had this whole week in practice. We had to change the way we play defense. We usually play high in the gaps, but that works towards in their favor because they're always trying to back through you, get you on a back cut. So we had to change it up a little bit.
You seemed very aggressive tonight, going towards the basket, and really Tech needed every bit of your effort tonight because it wasn't the best shooting tonight for Robinson, Bibbs, and Allen. But does that kind of show that even if three guys have an off night, that there's enough players on this team to still be able to step up and win a big game like that?
Yeah, it definitely does. And we all play together, so any given night could be anybody's night. That's how we look at it. And so tonight it was me and Zach's night, so we went after it. We tried to be ultra aggressive, and our teammates were making plays for us, so it worked.
How do you describe the stretch that you guys have played in the last couple of weeks? I was just reading how they were guarding me. Is there a way to describe just how you guys are playing?
I really can't describe it, can't put one word on it, but we've just been playing so well together and playing so hard. It just works for us.
Did you know St. Bonaventure got beat tonight, the number 1 seed in y'all's bracket?
Wow.
So if you guys beat BYU your next game, you will get another home game.
That's crazy, but I actually didn't know. They didn't tell us anything about it. We were just focusing on the game, and we just won and the victory and everything, so that's exciting to hear.
Manager Princeton?
I didn't really feel that way. I felt like once I seen the way they were guarding me, then I knew I could dominate the game and just make plays. And that's really what I wanted to do, was just make plays and just help make plays, make game-winning plays. That's what we're going to do.
Is that one of the more annoying offenses that you have to play against?
Oh my God, it was literally just crazy. Like, you don't know when they're going to backdoor, you don't know when they're going to fake it. It was just all kinds of stuff. And then you have to guard their shots, and you're so worried about them shooting threes, they can drive past you. They're not necessarily faster than you. They're very smart and crafty, and they did a good job of that tonight. So.
You can only simulate that in practice so much. How different was it facing in the game? Was it kind of what you expected, or did you really have to take a while to settle in?
Yeah, I mean, we try to simulate it in practice, but that's not our style, so it's not really the same. And when you play against them in the game, it's a completely different level. And they have a great offense that fits their system and it fits them well, and they've won a lot of games, and hats off to them for winning a lot of games this year.
First time since 2011 that Tech has won 20 games in a season. How does that make you feel? Just random thoughts.
It's great. This is my first time being part of a 20-win team. I just want to keep on going as long as possible, finish this off with a championship, and just finish it off the right way.
Questions for Coach?
How big was the crowd tonight, and what was it like going into the student section after the game?
Well, I just wanted to mark the moment somehow a little bit better than just waving at them. I'm a pitcher fanatic, and so I wanted to have some pictures to mark it. I thought the crowd was easily the best that it's been since I've been here. I would give credit to the fans for the victory, because I don't think if we would have had the environment that we had, that we would have been able to finish the way that we did. Thought we started awful. I thought the next 16 and a half minutes were as good as we have played in a long time defensively. We had 6 turkeys over the last 16 minutes of the first half. Thought we were better than average in the first 10 minutes offensively of the second half, but we were just trading baskets. When I called that first time out in the second half, I could just feel the emotional, mental gas tank of our guys on a red light. You know, I could feel it, and I told them after regulation, we're incredibly fortunate to have another chance, and we'll have to play defensively and offensively the way we did in the first half to have a chance. Playing against that system, I thought our guys handled really well, but I think it's the cumulative effect of it's so counterintuitive to how you play, which is why it's the Princeton system. And you're so cognizant of, we call them absolutes, the Princeton absolutes, the things that you have to do in order to have a chance to beat them. And then all of a sudden, the way they're beating us is they're just driving us straight to the basket, just straight line drives. And but I do think the crowd was phenomenal. I thought the students, I thought the season ticket holders, the community, I thought it was fabulous. And the marketing staff did a great job again helping us get it to that point, but I thought it was really big.
With Zach having a big size advantage for the first time in a couple of months, did you almost expect him to have this big of a night?
You know, when they played 35, when they played 31, those two guys combined in conference play were averaging 26 minutes. They had been playing 14 minutes a game small ball. And we're comfortable playing small. In some ways, we're better. So one of the things that we were going to try to do is when they went small, we would just go small. Down the stretch, when they went big, we stayed small because I thought we were in a good groove. We had made it a priority offensively, no matter who it is. Chris, KJ, Zach, Shane. The first possession we threw it to Devin, or Zach threw it to Shane, because they stand dead behind the post, and they stand dead behind the post because they guard your perimeter 5 feet off, you know, and they're just going to build a wall and want you to shoot a bunch of threes, and that's what we did. Too much of that in the first half. I didn't anticipate Jalen would have ACC tournament game #1 from last year. But I thought both of those guys were really big.
Coach, how big was that Jalen came through? Because it seemed like a lot of, I know Justin couldn't hit, Seth was missing some close.
Other than Jalen and Zach being superlative, I thought we did a great job on the glass collectively as a team, but I thought our perimeter offense were as collectively as bad as it's been in a while. I didn't think Seth was very good. I didn't think Bibbs was very good. I didn't think Five was very good. But I will say that I thought they were mature in trying to fight through it individually and collectively. And I thought their maturity and how they were trying to fight through it was right. Not everything's going to go perfect all the time, but we really, similar to when we beat Miami or Wake Forest last year in the tournament, we wouldn't have won without Jalen, and tonight we wouldn't have won without Jalen.
Coach, how were you guys finally able to get into the paint after they were kind of daring you guys to shoot early on?
Well, I thought that they still, defensively, I think they continued to play the same. I thought we began to be more comfortable in how they were playing us. You know, when I have the ball and you're guarding me there, well, as a good player, you just think, well, I'll just shoot it. But that's what they want you to do. And then you're going to go down there and guard them for 30 seconds. And like I said, I think it's just the cumulative effect of doing that. But I thought we did a better job of taking less dribbles and moving the ball so that as the ball moves, the defense has to move. When we're just dribbling, they're just loading to the ball. When we were our best and when we scored most efficiently is when there were 2 dribbles or less per possession, per player per possession, because the ball was moving side to side.
20 wins, how significant is that?
Yeah, I think it's pretty big. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I think it's a mile marker. 20 wins is the total number of wins that Virginia Tech has had the last 2 years. We have a chance to exceed that on Friday night. I don't know, I read in the whatever the thing is, anyway, Florida State won their 20th last night, and I saw that Coach Hamilton got a significant bonus. I've never thought of it in that way. I've never thought of the 20th win being significant, and I mean this in the right way, because we've been accustomed to getting more than that, and so I don't want to ever think that 20 is not important, but I also don't want to think that that's the ceiling. we gave away some games for sure in non-conference that we'd love to have back. To close the season in ACC play, I think it makes you think back to, well, if we'd have won at Notre Dame, if we would have finished the game at Syracuse. But we're thinking those things because of how we closed the season. And I think that the decisions that we made, Kyle, I don't know that they're all right yet. I think time will tell. But I think the decisions that we tried to make as the roster was going through upheaval is what is Virginia Tech's niche going to be? Probably not getting one and done guys. There is a style of play that we have, but it's not the Princeton offense. And so as we were making decisions to build the roster, we want to make the decisions based on the personnel and how they fit, if you're wanting to put a number on it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But also making decisions on trying to get our roster in some sort of stable position relative to the age. And I think we've done that in a lot of ways. But if there is a negative, all of those decisions turned into this team that we have, we're going to have for 2 years. And so in some ways we pushed all the chips in and said, okay, this is our group for the 15-16 season and the 16-17 season other than Shane. And so I think that the reps that we're getting in this environment, on this stage, against these caliber of teams, I think you want to, I think you want to go, oh yeah, this is trending towards Miami did this in the NIT last year and they were top 10 all year this year. I don't think that's the right way to look at it. I think you need these reps at this time of the year so that you can gauge it, so you can feel it, so you can sniff it, so that how you handle the late spring and the summer and the preseason gives you the maturity you need to handle business in non-conference. I don't think it's to fast forward to a year from now. There's too many variables involved. But can we use these reps, this type of overtime game, this, in essence, 1 possession, 2 possession game, to go, if it's at BYU, that type of atmosphere? Can we continue to mature that is preparing us for what's next? And what's next for us when you're trying to build something, particularly with the team returning, is it growing us to be hungry in the right way for late spring and summer, for the fall? And it's hard to go 8-5 in non-conference and think that you should play in any tournament other than this tournament.